Hey everybody, it's me, Andrew. Get out into nature and tune in for yourself. Resonate with the Earth's electromagnetic field via 432 hertz, the universal frequency. Balance out psychologically and emotionally, and further strengthen your brain and your heart's coherence as well. Get a plant-based diet going for yourselves today and nurture yourself right back into life. We are literally herbivores in our nature. Further balance out your physical body's pH level and get with alkalinity. Then you can generate some static electricity. Send me some love telepathically, set attention to your mind, and set intention to communicate. That is all there is to telepathy. You are now tuning in to Great Days. So today I want to talk about the food body, the physical body, um, and it being pretty much a compilation of like food, right, that you are consuming and building the food body to a state in which it can function the best for you, right? So let's get into this. Um, the body, the physical body, right? There's multiple different bodies. There's many different sheaths to the aura or the energetical field, and each one of these sheaths can be seen as a different body, right? So there's multiple energetical bodies. There's the physical body. There's mental body, right? And the physical body is pretty much it's called the food body, right? In Hindu or in yoga, it's called the food body. So this is because they're pretty much, or you pretty much build the food, you build the body, the physical body through what you're eating, right? It's very simple. If you stop eating, the physical body it dies away, right? You then start to shed the physical body. You are able to distance yourself from the physical body in that way, right? Disembodiment, like when you go to sleep and you're able to stay aware during the hypnagogic state, you kind of can disembody yourself. You can have an outer body experience, right? Where you shed the body and you transition into the astral realm, right, as an astral body. um, So when you go long enough without eating, without consuming anything, right, the physical body, it's going to it gets weaker, and then you can actually enter into that state, right, where you can kind of disembody a little bit easier. And if you aren't able to return back to the physical body, then it would be called a death, right? So the physical body is pretty much a food body, right? Because it literally is just what we're consuming, what we are feeding it in order to keep it alive, to keep it sustained, right? So you got to understand what is going to work best to build the food body or the physical body, right? Um, you can't just feed it anything. That's why, and there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of what is labeled as food being sold that isn't actually nutritious or even food, right? And really is just a part of a whole system that is to kind of attack your system, right? And by system, I'm talking about the physical body and all of the other bodies to work with it, because it's a whole system. Um, so you got to know what works best for the physical body, um, and you got to build the physical body with that, right? But you also got to fast more often because fasting is the way to cleanse the physical body. Because if you are over consuming food, the corruption of the physical body or the food body can actually grow deeper, and the deeper the corruption, the more disease that can be generated within the body, and it can actually ripple out to the other bodies. It can affect your energetical field, and it can also affect your mental body, your emotional bodies, which are all just subtler energetical bodies, right? So if the corruption of the physical body or the food body grows enough, and the corruption comes from eating too much food, then it can actually corrupt the other bodies as well. But the other bodies are since they're energetical bodies, they're able to regenerate themselves a lot more faster than the physical body can, right? So there's nothing to really worry about too much, right? Because it's all psychosomatic, and you can keep yourself healthy energetically, um, even if there's plenty of corruption, right? But still, you want to keep as much corruption out, so you got to fast a little bit, or you got to yeah, you got to learn how to fast. This is one way to basically heal yourself on a cellular level, because fasting allows you to heal the or detoxify on the cellular level, right? It allows you to cleanse the inner body deeper, uh, and it is the most simplest method to be able to do such a thing, and it's free, and you don't have to even spend money on food to be able to fast, right? So it's very, very beneficial to be able to fast, because it's healthy for you, and it keeps you clean inwardly, your inner body, um, and also it gives you a heightened sense of energy as well, because it's healing all of the other bodies simultaneously. So So the GMO of the food, or genetically modified foods, actually have the information within them to basically damage the energetical field as well, right? So you got to understand what is going to work best for the uh, the body, right? Um, what really makes you feel connected to nature, because what is going to connect you to nature more is going to allow you to connect. What is going to allow you to connect with nature more is going to allow you further to heal yourself on a very deep level, because nature is the catalyst for the deepest healing, right? So you can use food to heal, because food is medicinal, and it always has been, right? You don't eat to get sick, which is what a lot of people think, right? Uh, but you use the food medicinally, right? This is why you want herbs, and this is why you want fresh fruit, because these are going to be the most medicinal for you, right? Um, so you can connect yourself enough through the healing that food can bring you, right? And once you connect with nature, then you start listening to the deeper intelligence of nature to help you synonymously or synergistically expand your own intelligence and consciousness within the source, which is touched upon through relationships with nature, right? Um, because everything can be learned from nature, right? This is why you want to live in harmony with nature, not disharmoniously, which is what society is pushing for. Society pushes for disharmonious living in mass, because this is how they're keeping people in low energetical states and illness, right? So you want to be able to connect yourself, and you can connect yourself through food. See, food can disconnect you from nature, but it can also connect you. So you got to understand what is going to work best for you when it comes to eating to build the body to build the body to a certain receptivity, right, of nature, so you can be receptive to nature, you can connect with it, and you can genetically heal, right, because a lot of the food is damaging your genetics, and it's giving you more karma than is needed. So you can change that, right? You can change that by understanding what works best for your body to eat, you know, um, what makes you feel the best, and what actually allows you to connect to nature, like root foods is going to allow you to ground. So if you're eating, let's say you eat root fruits or root foods for a whole week, then you're going to feel more grounded to the earth, right? And this is going to then eventually get you to go outside and and go deeper into the grounding process, right? So you got to understand what foods are going to drive you to connect with nature, and then nature can do a lot for you after that, right? So you got to understand the foods that you want to eat for yourself, okay? um, and then connect with nature, but allow the foods to connect you with nature, or just do it for yourself, you know. But try to avoid the foods that are disconnecting you from nature, right? um, or disconnecting you from the universe, because universal connection can be found anywhere, everywhere, right within yourself. But there's various different foods that invite corruption, which can lead to disconnected states, right, and sickness and illness. And these are the foods that are killing you, and these are foods that are part of systems that are deliberately trying to kill you with foods, right? Because foods, they can be poison or they can be medicinal. It's just it's just all about what foods you're talking about, right? Processed foods, frozen processings are not so good for you, so they can be more of a poison than they are keeping you alive, or they may be keeping you alive, but in a very disabled state, you know, because the food itself is toxic. Um, Literally, it's toxic. It has a lot of contaminant and things in this nature. So you have to um, you have to understand what works best for the body, and you got to allow the flow to bring in a connectivity with nature. Then nature will bring in even deeper healing for you, and expansion of awareness will follow as well, which is what you want. You want to expand the awareness, because this is the entire canonical this is the canonicity of humanity, to expand and progress, right? And it begins with expansion of awareness, so you have to do that for yourself. um, but you have to avoid what is keeping you from being able to expand your awareness or progress, um, keeping you in illness, and then further being consumed by trivialities, you know, so that you then kind of just dwindle and weaken and fall into a non-progressiveness for like long periods of time. You know, this is not healthy. So you have to connect yourself with nature. That's the catalyst of being able to hear yourself extremely deeply. Okay, so I do thank everybody for watching once again. Peace out, one love, and have a great evening.